Okay, Coco, good morning over there.
Yeah, good morning.
Can you?
Good afternoon.
Yes, nice to meet you again. Nice to meet you, Coco. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Then I'm also going to have you do a reading, ask you about the reading, and then from there we will have a chat uh, as to the type of school that you're interested in and what you want to do with your plans.
Okay.
Okay, so Coco, what is your current grade?
Um, ex- excuse me, could you
What
say
grade are
it
you
again?
in? What grade are you in right now?
I mean, like grade 10, grade 11, grade 10. I have
Grade 10.
already passed the GCSE, which is the 2 years courses.
Oh,
Grade.
GCSE. Okay. So you're on the Cambridge curriculum.
Yeah. It is at high school in Shenzhen, which is international.
Excellent. Okay, so you congratulations on passing the GCSE. I know it's very difficult.
Thank you.
So you passed grade 10. What grade are you applying to?
I'm planning to um, go to America for grade 10 as well because I think if I go there for grade 11, it will be the time will be too tight because I still have to do the AP course and SAT exam. And it will be too, um, the time might not be enough, so
Uh-huh.
I think grade 10 will be better for me.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for explaining that. Grade 10. Okay. Coco, so what is your date of birth?
2000, November 13th.
Okay, 2000 November 13th. 13th. Now, Coco, have you taken any exam scores such as the SLEP, TOEFL, or SSAT?
I have already taken the TOEFL exam and I have got 95.
Excellent. Wow, very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, good. Now, Coco, tell me a little bit about yourself. What are your interests outside of school?
My major hobby is drawing because I have learned drawing for about 10 years from primary school. And when I got some spare time, I would like to spend my whole afternoon for drawing because it makes me enjoy for it. And I think I will keep this hobby as a life hobby. So I'm glad to have some art class when I go to America.
Excellent. When you draw, I mean, have you taken arts class outside the school, or is this something that you've is this an extracurricular, or is it something that you just developed from art class?
Oh no, I have taken some art class after school, and but now I didn't take it because I have to spend some time for study.
Of course, extracurricular, of course. But this is definitely your hobby.
Yeah.
Excellent. Tell me more about this school. I mean, it's on the Cambridge curriculum. I am fairly familiar, but I want you to tell me more about the school, what you like about it, what you don't like about it.
I have already been studying in this school for about 10 years from primary school, and I think this school is a great school because as this is in the Cambridge curriculum, there's plenty of like English and American teacher, and they're all very kind to me, and all the schoolmates at the school and all friends because there's seldom any gossip or drama happen. And
Uh-huh.
I thought if um, if this 10 years spent in this school is great and it do help me learn more things and help me improve my English.
Excellent. What is the average class size of your school?
In high school, it is about 15 people to 20 people, but in primary school is and middle school, it is about 20 or above.
I see. And what, if you don't mind me asking, what are the Cambridge subjects that you passed for the GCSE?
Because the CIE exam, the score is is not yet shown to us. It should be the score should be in October. It will told us our score in October, and I have taken 7 subjects
Wow.
like business, economics, chemistry, math, Chinese, and history and arts. Yeah, 7 subjects.
English as well.
Yeah, English.
For English, did you take the second language or first language?
Second language.
Oh, you took second. Okay.
Because we are studying English as a second language in our school.
How did you find the exam for second language? Was it easy for you, or were you able to handle it, or what did you think about it?
Because I take the extended test, as you know, there's core and extended.
Uh-huh.
I think the extended part is just like TOEFL. It's not very hard, but it is also needs some efforts to get a good mark from it.
Absolutely. How did you find the writing portion?
The writing portion, because you know the exams in British is you need to have good grammar skills because it will minus points when you have some grammar mistakes. But except making grammar mistakes, sometimes I think it is not very hard for in the writing part of the exam.
Okay, good. So out of those subjects, which would you say you had the least amount of trouble? Which would you say you were strongest?
I think I'm the strongest in business studies because I like this subject, and it seems kind of simple for me to have a good grade compared to other subjects like history or chemistry. And I prefer to have business class next semester and learn it at university as well.
Okay, excellent. And so business was your strongest. Which would you say was the most challenging?
I think history is the most challenging, but I also like this subject very much. But it needs us to do a lot of reading and writing, and because it was in English compared to other subjects, it needs more efforts and more time spent on those reading parts and writing parts. So it is not very easy to get a good grade in history.
Understand. Okay, good. Okay, Coco. I want to ask you now about your plans. So you want to come to the United States. What are your plans while you're here?
After I go there, I first will, of course, have the learning in high schools, and after I graduate high school, I plan to go to the university in America as well. And depends on the situation, maybe I will keep on studying after university in America, but I think it depends on which university I go and the further study.
Excellent. Have you considered any universities in particular? Have you done any research on which you're interested in?
My dream university is UC Berkeley, but it seems a little bit far to me, and that is why I plan to go to America High School because it may help me more for me to go to my dream university. And as my interest is on business and economics stuff, so I think studying in UC Berkeley and studying business will be the best choice, and it is my dream as well.
Excellent. Now, you talk about you want to study business. What have you considered doing? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to work in a big company, or what are some of the business activities that you're interested in?
As I have I have the hobby of in art and drawing, so I think if I study business, I will prefer to go to a big company and design for the products and promotion and advertising it and do stuff like that because it can combine my hobby and my interest together.
Perfect. Excellent. So combining art and business. Okay, very good. So Coco, I'm going to ask you some personal questions now. So who in your life has been most influential for you?
I think the most influential people to me is my mom because when I was young, my dad often go around the world for different meetings. So my mom often take care for me, and I think she is a great woman because often whenever I have any problems or any mistakes I make, she will always be kind to me, and she can give me useful suggestions which can help me solve that problem practically. And I hope to be a woman like my mom, and I can know different skills how to like solve things like in the way I think in the way that pleased everyone.
Right.
And I think that my mom who influenced me a lot.
Excellent. Very good. Good. She sounds like a very wonderful person. All right, Coco. When you come to America, you will be part of a school community. So please share with me what you can offer, what you can contribute to this new school community.
Because in Shenzhen, in my school, I was in the students' union and some clubs, and I think I have some experience in holding some small activities because I was in the department in the students' union, which mainly for holding activities. And I hope if I go to your school, I can contribute by holding some small activities. And moreover, I have seen on the website that your school have offered some Chinese classes. So I think it will be better if I could hold a Chinese club and or hold some activities that's related to this part.
Excellent. Very good, Coco. Tell me also give me a story of a challenge that you have overcome in your life.
I think the most challenging things I've met was when I was in grade 5 because I have go to Australia for exchange students in that time, and it is about 2 months. And it was the first time I have left my parents and I have to go to a new place, which I have to force myself to speak English to everyone. So it was a great challenge. But after that 2 months, I have like faced all the problems and solved all the problems, and I have been more independent, and I could suit a new place better than before.
Excellent. So you really learned a lot about yourself in these 2 months, and it gave you the chance to grow and become independent.
Yes.
Very good. Good, Coco. Tell me about or recommend for me one of the books that you've read.
Um, I have read a book which I love it, which is called The Great Gatsby, because I love it because although Gatsby seems a little bit foolish and those all the things he had at the end of the stories, but he showed an image which who can keep his heart pure in the time in America, which that time is like the Jazz Ages. The rich are just holding parties, and everyone was money oriented, and he was the one who can keep his heart pure, which is I admire him very
Right.
much. And that book also shows some interesting facts in that time. And later, when I learned that period in American history, it has be very helpful to me as well. So I think this is a great book, and it's maybe you could see it or you have already read it.
I have, thank you, and absolutely, I think that what's interesting is that it really shows the difference between the social classes, and it really shines a light on the various aspects of society. Very good. So Coco, if you could do one thing differently from your from your high school, what would it be from Shenzhen?
Uh, so you mean after I go there, I have something to
No,
some change?
from your experience, from your current school, if you could do one thing differently, what would it be?
Oh, I think if I could do one thing differently, I will start to learning a TOEFL and other exams such as the SAT earlier because in grade grade nine I was doing like nothing in the school and just playing and do the homework that the school gave us, and I didn't do, put much time on further study. And later, when I got to grade 10, I feel the time was not very much for me to prepare for those tests.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have something to change, I think I should start preparing for those tests and exams earlier when I was freer, have more free time in grade 9.
Okay, excellent. So it's sometimes this happens, right? It's you don't
Yeah.
realize, you don't get motivated until the time or something in you just really. I get it. I understand. Okay, Coco. So what is most important to you when deciding which school to apply?
Um, when I was seeing all those high schools in America, I will first see the maybe the class it was offered, like the AP courses, honor course, and the major course, which I will see if those courses was fit to my interest, because I thought if those courses I was not interested in, it will be not very possible for me to learn well after I go there. So I will see whether the school have any interesting subjects which I was interested in and I could learn it well. And
Excellent. Excellent. What about the campus and the location?
because in Shenzhen the weather here is hot uh, and wet, so I have lived here for 15 years. So I prefer maybe the location and the weather should be hotter compared to the east part in America. I
Right.
prefer the north and west part more.
Excellent. And location, do you prefer the urban setting? Do you prefer suburban, or what kind of setting?
Um, I really didn't care this part very much because I think the school is good enough and it's no matter where it's located. And I'm not a person which often plays in those cities. So if um, if it's in the suburban areas, it will be completely okay as well.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, very good, Coco. Now, what I'm going to do next, I will give you a reading passage, and I want you to read for me, and then we'll have a quick discussion. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, do you see that, Coco?
Oh yeah.
Can you
So
go ahead and read? Can you go ahead and read that for me?
okay. Science is progressing at a rapid pace. We have learned more in the last 15 years than in the previous 500. But don't you think science goes too far sometimes? For example, research on privates sometimes seems to cross the boundary of ethical and unethical. Dr. Robert Wise from Cleveland, Ohio, transplanted a monkey head onto another monkey's body. Amazingly, the monkey survived after the operation. Dr. White claims that he may be able to do human body transplants in the future. This could be used to help paralyzed people who have diseased body but healthy brains. But many critics claim that this was just grotesque and are worried about people creating Frankenstein monster in the future. In another experience on monkey by different researchers, computer chips were implanted into the brain of monkeys. These chips were able to send signals by remote control. After some time, the monkeys were able to play computer games using only their minds. But some animal rights groups feel that this is cruel and inhumane treatment. They call this research unethical and want it banned.
Good. Now, tell me, Coco, what is the controversial issue that's going on in the passage?
It talks about two experiments carried out on monkey, and one is like transplant of brains to another body, and one is put the computer chips in the monkey's brain. And these two experiments shows the improvement on the technology, but also shows some critics which thought these two experiments is unethical and they're worried about the long-term effects of those experiments.
Good. Now tell me, what are your views on this type of experimentation?
Well, I also think it is kind of unethical because you have erupt the way the monkey lives and put different stuff like computer chips into their brains, which have break the life of usual animals. But also, if this technology have improved, maybe in the future it will be happens in human as well. And in this ways, may help human because it can help the disease who have the disease bodies but healthy brains. People survive, but we have to consider like in long term it was unethical and maybe the normal people will not think this is a good good technology as well.
So you see it as unethical. But what happens if scientists are able to utilize this technology to benefit others? Do you feel that it's okay, or it's still unethical?
I think if it could help others and help others survive, it will not be that unethical. But this experiment is unethical. But if it could help others in the future, I think I would completely fine with this stuff.
Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent job, Coco. I will stop this recording, but I want you to hang on there, okay? I want you to stay online.